ESPN, Wisconsin, the whole state.
Yeah, obviously.
It's possible. Anything's possible.
You're the best.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison, alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. I am Jim Rutledge. We are presented by Coors Light. The Mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
I do have the power alongside Molly Brown and Matt Hamilton. Primetime Morsh. I'm in the Everlight Solar Studio. And Matt, Molly didn't ruin it for us. It is official. For the third year in a row, we have been nominated for Best of Madison, Best Radio Team in Madison. We've added Molly Brown. Maybe Molly's the reason we can actually win this year. You can go to MadisonMagazine.com to vote every single day now through the end of the month, June 30th. So please go and vote for us. Do it every day for Best of Madison Radio Team. So, Molly, thanks for not ruining it.
Yeah. You don't know
welcome.
how hot your seat was.
What?
You don't know. You were on the hot seat.
You got uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I did. I was like, how did you
if
just
we
say?
didn't get
Even
nominated
weirder is
for
that you're not on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream, so you were just an empty seat.
I'm not. You're not.
Hunter. Oh, you're right. I'm not. I'm just an empty seat here. Well, because I have the preview and I got distracted there, so I am just an empty seat here in the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. You can stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. I prefer Matt LePay is nicer to me than Barry Alvarez is.
Your point is a valid one, Jim.
It's a valid one. I wish I had like as smooth of a voice as him.
That had
His
to come
voice
with
is
time
fantastic.
too, right?
I don't know, or was he just born with that voice?
Does he talk that way too? Like the inflection or cadence, is it the same in person as it is?
Oh, now it is for him. I just don't know, like, when he was 30, 25,
Right.
was it the same?
I'm sure there's tapes.
That would be,
find some.
it's so weird because like you hear like broadcasters, especially like the really over the top baseball ones. You can't think that they talk like that in everyday life.
Bye, baseball.
Babe, you overcooked the chicken.
There's a great show, and I've recommended it to people before.
Like, no way.
on AMC called Brockmire, and it is Hank Azaria does a character of a radio guy who has that voice, but then he loses it on the air and then he gets fired. But like when he talks to people in real life, it's kind of the Brockmire, and you could understand Hank Azaria doing it because he's done so many characters on The Simpsons where they talk in real life how they would, like as the weather guy or different things. So
just imagine you at like a grocery store. This is Jim Rutledge buying eggs.
Right.
Well,
I'm brought to you by my Simpson Chevy
right.
in Mount Horeb.
I never know if it's after the fact that they tie it back together. Because for an example, I was at UW Health. I got like my shoulder was messed up. It's still messed up. Still trying to figure it out. But when I was there, the X-ray tech was like, "What do you do?" I work with ESPN. I do the radio show. And she's like, "You have a radio voice." But I never know if like that is something that is said after the fact, like now that they know I'm in radio, or if it's something that is grown into. I know listening back to old tapes, I definitely in regular life talk a little bit more like I'm on the radio, and definitely on the radio more polished. So I think that LePay, to circle it back, to land the plane, I think has gotten more polished, and then you carry that into real life.
Gotcha.
Your point
Except
is
for
a
you,
valid one,
except for
Jim.
you, Matt.
Fair. I
There's
mean,
nothing polished about you.
it's funny. People tell you you've got a great radio voice. When I tell people I'm on the radio, they're like, your voice is very recognizable. And that's like the nice way of saying you sound terrible.
Thank you.
Can't believe people listen to you. Well, so thank you for listening to me.
Yes, thank you for listening. Please go vote for us for Best of Madison Radio Team. So I want to get into Jordan Love and his 9 wins last year. I did look it up. If you go to any sort of stat-keeping organization, he is listed as a guy with 9 wins last year. So I Googled
Take
it
that for
multiple
data.
places. His career record is 18 wins and 15 losses.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I was just saying,
You don't have
like,
to agree or
when
disagree.
you're a
It's fact.
team,
Right, but when
and you're talking about your team, it's cool
talking
to
about
say
himself.
we.
So we're going to get to the audio because he's talked about himself. So let's get to the audio. You're right. If you are talking about the team, you absolutely, the Packers won more games. Jordan Love did not. Let's get to the audio because I think some of this controversy around did Jordan Love, and it's been picked up today by Pro Football Talk and Sports Illustrated, what a good article I want to get into. But I think this all could have been nipped in the bud. It's a new segment we're going to bring out. but it's PR 101 that I'm going to help teams with, specifically the Packers, but all teams. Like, for example, the Bears screwed up with Caleb Williams, that he waited an extra week to address his book issue than he should have. So it was a whole week of sports talk radio, talking heads, talking about Caleb Williams maybe wanting to play for the Vikings and all those comments. Once he spoke, he nipped it in the bud, and it's not a story anymore. He handled it very well, but they waited a whole week. They screwed it up. So the team and Caleb screwed up still by delaying. He could have talked a week earlier, and he didn't. So it's not just a Packers issue. It is I think a lot of teams' issues. But let's hear, who are we going to hear from first? Who can I help first with their PR training?
Why don't we have you help the Jordan Love himself, Jim Rutledge?
All right.
I mean, what is a step back is what I'd ask, you know what I mean? Everybody has different opinions, things like that. You know, you got to block that stuff out. So it's all about the goals of the team at the end of the day. You know, I'd say we won more games than we did the year before. So that's why I ask people, what is a step back? So everybody has opinions, things like that. Try and block that out and just focus on doing me, being the best player I could be, like I've talked about, and go forward. But at the end of the day, you know, personal stats, things like that, that's all in the back. You know, you got to focus on the goals of the team first and foremost.
So he starts with trying to attack someone for doing it, and then he says we as a team, which I understand, but he was asked specifically about his play, and he immediately...
Did you feel like he was attacking someone with the
Start off at the beginning.
I mean, what is a step back is what I'd ask.
I should say attack, but like he initially was going to actually address the question, and then he chickened out. What is a step back? That was his first answer, and then he went with, no, I'm going to go generic.
Do we have the actual question?
You got to block that stuff out.
I was not provided with the question. I could try to find it, though. Unless I could text Jason Wilde, see if he
Here's how you answer that question. If you're asked specifically, because Matt LaFleur talked about how he was... Matt's not paying attention because he can't handle anything negative about the Packers. So, like...
No. I just listened to the same audio you did, and he pivoted to the team and said
but here's the thing.
That's all I'm saying.
But like, why? He was asked about himself. And so all he did is gave a word salad. Jordan Love can say, look.
I didn't say it was a good interview.
So Matt, all I'm doing right now is trying to provide PR 101 for Jordan Love. And all I'm saying is Jordan Love could easily say, look, I get the impression we are judged on statistics. We are judged on what we do on the field. And as an individual, my numbers were not as good as the year before. I still feel good because as a team, they went out and won 11 games. I was the starter for 9 of those. That part's just for me. But in general, I would say that, like, look, I understand I didn't reach the statistical goals I wanted to reach, but I'm always trying to get to team goals. And when we were out there, we won 9 games with me as a starter. We won 11 games overall, and I'm happy where the team is going. And I feel confident that this year, with a healthy version of myself and all the work I put in this offseason, I'm going to get better, which is going to make the team better. It just looked like he was bouncing all over the place and didn't answer anything.
If he'd have cut the middle out, just even started with the question, like, what is a step back, and then just went right into the, like, stats are in the past, we're focused on what we're doing going forward. Like, that is a completely fine nothing burger that at least gets to the point and is addressed. I totally agree with you. The guy was definitely creating a little bit of word salad.
He's just grasping at straws.
Yeah,
instead
and that's
of just
part of the reason why, especially when Jordan Love creates a giant word salad, like, what are we nitpicking at it for? It's nothing. It's salad. Nobody wants salad. But why are we nitpicking?
Because that's what our job is to do. He does not have to give us sustenance. And that's my point.
There was no sustenance there.
But there was, because he just threw out a bunch of vomit. There was sustenance because Pro Football Talk and everyone's picked it up today. So there clearly was sustenance.
Word salad.
All right, so let's hear from Matt LaFleur, who also did not cover himself in glory talking about Jordan Love.
I think it's funny. I think there's like a narrative out there that for whatever reason that he wasn't as productive as the year before. Well, I mean, he missed significant time. He missed the better of 3 games. Really, it was Indy, it was Tennessee. He went out in Jacksonville, and then he went out in Chicago. So 3 games is a significant amount of time.
I don't know why he felt the need to address a narrative on things, but all Matt LaFleur has to say, if he does want to talk about, hey, there's this narrative, Jordan Love slipped back a little bit last year. And I can understand statistically it looked like that, but as a leader, I thought he took a step forward. I'm expecting another step this year. I loved his footwork. The things we judge internally, we thought he did improve year over year. He's got a better grasp of the offense, and we're looking forward to him stepping into another great season. Like, again, something very tight and crisp. I also don't know why he started talking about a narrative about Jordan Love. I don't know the question ahead of time. But again, just to clean from our metrics and the way we judge our quarterback, Jordan Love is a improving player, and we're looking forward to another improved season from Jordan Love.
I also think just forget the stats too. Like, that's how I feel about this. You can see it. It's the eye test. You can see that he was not consistent at all last season, right? Like, I feel like his first year as a starter, towards the end of the season with those 8 games that he was good in, whatever number the Jim always gives, 8 or 9 games that he was good in.
Passable or better. For the most part.
Yeah, like, and you felt like you knew what was going to, like, you were like, okay, I'm ready for this game. Last season, it just felt like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's going to look like Brett Favre on a great day throwing passes that I can't believe that their receivers caught it, or if it's going to be, oh, God, what the heck is he doing? We just paid this guy $55 million a year. Like, that's where my mind was last year. There was no consistency whatsoever. So it's like, to me, Matt LaFleur does not even need to bring up the stats or the 3 games that he missed, whatever it may be. Yes, there's different excuses you can lean on. He was hurt. He didn't start 3 games, or he didn't play in 3 games, whatever it is. Like, there's a lot of things you can lean on, but, like, he wasn't good enough last year.
Yeah.
And that's not something bad to say. Yeah, is it wrong to say it probably in that way? Of course, you don't want to tear down your starting quarterback, but like, there's a way of saying we need to be better.
There seems to be an organized PR push to like build a wall of protection around Jordan Love.
Well,
and I think what you're saying is, and I'll let you go, Matt, here, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. Like, we watched the games. Jordan Love was a less consistent player last year than he was the year before, just from the eye test, and you broke it down game by game. In the games he played, start to finish, his game averages were not as good. And it's okay. And that's the thing. We're not saying he's dead or he won't get better this year. Players can have a little dip. I just think the Packers are getting too bogged down in trying to defend their quarterback.
But I also think that Matt LaFleur has done this even when Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback. He has always been the coach that will defend his players and take quote-unquote accountability for it, even though it drives me nuts. Because every single time, if they deviate from the run, he goes, oh, I shouldn't have deviated from the run. That was my bad. You know, I came in, my game plan wasn't good enough. Like, he always takes accountability for it, which I don't think he necessarily needs to, but I just feel like that's kind of his coaching style. That is his leadership style.
So, we just get clips, so I don't know the vibe of the room when they were asking these questions, but based on those 2 clips we listened to and on how Jim said he would improve the responses, both of them just immediately jumped to defensive. Like, there was no taking the question with, like, looking at it at face value. Both of them took it a little deeper than maybe what the reporter intended and then got defensive about it. If they just kind of like what Jim was saying, own it and move forward, like, just answer the question. The whole questioning it and being defensive about it is really what I think sticks in people's craw, like Jim Rutledge.
844-770-3776. We're going to ask that's a Cardinals Talking text line. List is more. We're going to ask a Siding Unlimited poll question. Who needs to improve more, Jordan Love or Packers wide receivers? 844-770-3776. That's Cardinals Talking text line. List is more. That's our Siding Unlimited poll question. Bill Huber from Sports Illustrated had this interesting article out there, and we're going to throw some numbers out here, and we'll get the break. We are taking you up until 5:30 as we got Brewers baseball. The red-hot Milwaukee Brewers taking on the Reds, who just lost 2 of 3 to the first-place Chicago Cubs. That game, first pitch, 6:10. Pregame starts at 5:34 here on ESPN Madison. But Bill Huber broke down that the Jets and the Green Bay Packers led the NFL last year with 25 drops. The New York Giants at 23, Dallas at 21, and I'm going to break it down like this. Number 1 in the NFC North, 4 drops, was Green Bay at 25. And their quarterback completed 63% of his passes. Chicago, number 2, 16 drops. Their quarterback completed 62% of their passes. Minnesota, number 3, 13 drops. Their quarterback completed 66% of their passes. And the Detroit, number 1, only 4 drops. Their quarterback completed 72% of their passes. And so, Jim, you might ask, Jim, what's the league average of drops? It's at 6.7%. The Packers were at 8%. So give or take, be a little bit generous here, about a 1.5% difference there for the Green Bay Packers drop rate to the league.
Take that for data.
And you might ask, Jim, what is the average completion percentage last year? League average. So if you were just mid as far as completing passes as a quarterback last year, you'd have been 65%. Jordan Love was 63%. And then a shout out to Bill Huber from Sports Illustrated for doing the advanced stats. You might say, Jim, what about these advanced stats? And Ryan, these advanced stats take in drops and throwaways, correct?
Correct.
All right, so now Jordan Love's going to skyrocket up.
This is PFF's adjusted completion percentage metric.
Adjusted completion percentage metric here. So 74.7. See, Jim, you're an idiot. That puts him 19th in the league. Mid, as far as completion percentage. So
Below mid.
below mid. So any way that you want to color this,
Am I
Jordan
wrong?
Love,
Sub-mid.
any way you want to color this, and this doesn't mean him as a quarterback overall, Jordan Love is below league average across the board last year as far as completing passes, including the fact that his wide receivers dropped passes. That didn't help anything. The catches,
It doesn't.
The catches would have gotten him to 65%, maybe league
No,
average.
I just did the math. If all 25 get caught,
Yeah.
which obviously
But that's what you want. You wouldn't do that. You'd do the difference between 6.7 and 8 because nobody had all 25 caught.
Well,
so if you brought him
you
to
said
league average,
25. So I was just saying, like in a hypothetical
Okay.
world, if
Yeah.
all 25 are caught, if
which
it's
has not
perfect,
yeah.
he goes all the way up to 69%. So yeah, he's probably at league average.
Wait. What was the number?
69%.
69.
But we all agree, just so anyone listening,
honest
we all
number.
agree that's not how you would do it. You would take the league average amount of drops and then add Jordan Love. So if the league average is 8% drop and then it's a 6.7% drop rate, it's the number in between there, which is probably 7 drops. So add 7 completions to Jordan Love's completion percentage, and then that's the number you'd get. But we don't have to do any of that. Pro Football Focus did it for us. They include drops and they include throwaways, which is actually a great number.
So who-
Unfortunately, we don't have a subscription to that, so we don't know who's number one or who's the best. We just know that Jordan Love, his 74.7% adjusted completion percentage puts him 19th in the NFL amongst all quarterbacks. He's 19th in completion
Oh, so we
percentage,
don't-
accounting for drops and throwaways.
So we don't know the other quarterbacks in that list?
We don't have access to it. But if he's 19th,
I'm
there's
assuming
18
on X
quarterbacks.
amount of throws, right? Like
Yes.
a reasonable
Yes.
starter
Yes.
amount of throws.
Yes, yeah, they are very good. I mean, if you're doing that sort of advanced analytics, or you're doing throwaways and drops,
Right.
you're only completing.
Because
You're
if
only
you threw
including
Malik
quarterbacks.
Wilson there, he's probably like
No, they're not.
fifth on the
They're not.
list.
They're
You know
not.
what I mean?
They're
And
not
he only
doing that.
played
Yeah.
three
And
games according to Matt.
the
No, I
Green
was
Bay-
just curious what quarterbacks were like around him, just so we could kind of compare and
And the Green Bay
contrast.
Packers page, I guarantee, is not bending over backwards to make Jordan Love look bad. So if there were quarterbacks in there they could take out for reasons like that around Malik Willis, they would have. So
Interesting.
that's why I like the question. Like, Jordan Love clearly was a victim of drops last year. But Jordan Love, if you
He's league average if they have league average drops.
19th? Adjusted completion percentage where it counts for his drops and throwaways.
Excuse
19th.
me. Completion percentage. He's league average.
Yeah, but let's get into the advanced part. When you account for drops and you account for throwaways, he's 19th, which is below league average.
That's kind of like our big issue, or at least my big issue with his throwaways is those are plays that he could be making with his feet. So, like, yes, there is definitely issues around it, and Jordan Love's play. Last year was a little injury riddled. He run for like 80 yards all season.
Again, remember, his running stats are not what you think they are. Even
They were
when he's healthy.
horrible, remember?
Super bad. Yeah, like
I don't know what they were.
it was like 87 yards to like 200 or 180 yards, or maybe
it's
200
gross.
yards.
It's not
Yeah,
like
it
it's
was
not
bad.
any huge indictment for him going forward, or a huge pat on the back for him as a running quarterback. Otherwise,
No, but it's more like I got to think like those 3rd and 5s or 2nd and 8s where he threw it away. Could you not gotten 3 yards and got at least a
that's
third
what they're-
manageable?
That's what they're talking to him
Right.
about. So he had 247 yards.
His rookie year
in
or his
2023,
first year starting,
his 4th year in the league. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then his 5th year in the league, 2nd year as a starter,
Yeah.
like 87.
Yeah.
Rushing
Now he's a wily vet, 6th year in the league here.
Only 3rd
coming.
year starting. That's why this year Matt counts.
Except
His
unless
first 2 years
it's
didn't count
like
for me.
J.J. McCarthy or Caleb Williams, and those guys are immediately bad because they're cooked already. Because they're only in year 1 or 2.
Don't
Right?
look at me.
Isn't that how it works? Not you guys. I'm just saying in general for fans. Neither one of you guys are doing that, but like that's
Matt
how
might
fans.
No,
be. I
I
don't know,
definitely
Matt.
bank on sophomore slump though. Definitely bank on
So
sophomore
in
slump.
your mind, Jordan Love had a sophomore slump last year.
Yeah,
Just like CJ Stroud.
because it was
a
his.
true sophomore.
It was his like
He's like a
first
red shirt.
season.
He's a red shirt.
Exactly. He was redshirted for 3 seasons and got it in his
insane.
4th.
Got a couple medical red shirts in there too. No injuries.
Exactly.
The advantage that Matt won't acknowledge for someone who have been able to be a professional for 3 years in the league and not have to go out there. Remember, Jason Wilde even said that Jordan Love would have been Marcus Mariota if he had to go out there and play as a year 1 or year 2
thank
player.
God
That's
he
why they
wasn't.
redshirted him. That's all part of the game.
But then you can't
Your
simultaneously.
numbers don't start until you take a real snap.
You cannot simultaneously acknowledge that it was smart for the Packers to sit him and then say, but those sitting years don't count towards his development.
I never said they didn't count.
That's what you're saying, though.
No.
When you're saying it's a sophomore slump when he's
saying,
entering his 5th year in the league,
I'm saying they're not replicating
but it's
game
not a true,
speed.
But I'm talking about being a professional. I'm talking about fixing your footwork. I'm talking about understanding the offense. Like, he got 3 years to learn how to be a professional, to learn the offense.
But how much
to learn
work
his
do you
footwork.
get as the backup, though?
I'm
actually curious for any team.
During the season, his last year he did. The 3rd year he got a ton because Aaron was hurt a lot.
Right.
But the other 2 years, this time of year, all this offseason stuff, this is all Jordan Love. That's where these guys get to train. And then also you get to do all the film work and learn the offense backwards and forwards. Mm-hmm. Like, in a perfect world, the Packers, now they partially had to do it because Jordan Love wasn't ready. But I think if you're drafting a guy like Jordan Love to be able to sit him, not everyone is Jaden Daniels. I would imagine that if Chicago had the option, but you don't just have another Hall of Fame quarterback sitting around. Yeah, if you could have sat Caleb Williams behind Aaron Rodgers, sure. If you could have sat Drake May behind Aaron Rodgers, great. Mm-hmm. That's just not a normal setting. Most teams pull in Mike Glennon or Jacoby Brissett. Those guys are bums, and then you have to throw them away halfway through the year. And so, that's the difference there. There's also a difference at Chalmers Jewelers. Go see the difference that locally owned and family owned makes at Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
But
I've never seen the movie either.
I've only seen the
Really?
Yeah, I had no interest in the movie.
Oh my gosh, the movie is terrible. Terribly awesome. Did you just touch my butt, Dewey? I know your tricks, Dewey. What? I quote that all the time.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. I've been drinking ZOA Energy for a while now, and I absolutely love it. ZOA is my go-to beverage when I need a boost without the crash that comes with other energy drinks. It's packed with natural ingredients like vitamin B and C, electrolytes, and has 0 sugar. It fuels my workouts and busy days. I recently had twins, and I have a toddler, so I need all of the energy I can get. Head over to ZOAEnergy.com to find the location nearest to you to pick up some ZOA for yourself. ZOA Energy for balance and drive.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973, and they're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether it's the sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none and has exactly what you're looking for. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and check out the all-new 2024 Honda Prologue, Honda's first all-electric SUV, or browse their selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly open Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, a special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
The Bucky Badger Student Mascot Fund was created to support the amazing student athletes who bring the best mascot in the world to life.
My name is Jake Huser. I was Bucky from 2021 to 2024, and my favorite memory of being Bucky was winning a national championship with both volleyball in 2021 and women's hockey in 2023.
Your donation will help fund new scholarships to ensure that the rich tradition of Bucky lives on. Learn more at supportbucky.org. That's supportbucky.org.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
He's coming out, 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 he's coming out. It's there.
Heard Jim Rutledge talk about Carbon World's health for quite a few years now, and I'm so excited. Tomorrow I go in to get my hydrofacial, you guys. We've talked about how these cameras in the Everlight Solar Studios make our faces look glowy. Well, I'm going to look extra glowy tomorrow, or we'll see. But I'm very excited to see how my skin looks tomorrow.
Or shiny.
Yes. I'm very excited. So I'm so looking forward to that. Go check out their brand new location at the Prairie Lake Shopping Center. It's a all-inclusive like med spa. It's insane. They have all the things that you could even imagine for your skin, for your wellness, everything. So if you're looking to get started on your health and wellness journey, head over to Carbon World Health.
She's Molly Brown. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Matt Hamilton in the Everlight Solar Studio. Primetime Laura Shine with us as well. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream and stream us with the ESPN Wisconsin app. Obviously, as I talked about last week, I shaved my head. One of the benefits is I get to wear a hat because then I can go hatless throughout the day and then just throw a hat on for the show, which I guess I could have done anyways, but this way I can kind of go in between. But now I get to break out all these old hats. So this hat is a Blackhawks championship one from 2013.
I was wondering.
And it's honestly, and I like the Blackhawks and like that team with Duncan Keith and Crawford and Tays and Kane. And I think Burris was on the team, but it really was Rosie just had her birthday. She was born May 23rd. So when I'm up with an infant a lot and I was trying to help out. And so it was a lot of me sitting on a couch with Rosie falling asleep on my chest with me watching the Blackhawks. And so, that's why I bought the hat, because I'm like, all right, I felt like I watched every single game against the Predators that year because, I was up, and it was the sport that was on. So I do get to kind of mix up the hats here. Now, I have a request, and you can just say no. Can we get Pablo? Can Pablo do a little social media around your thing tomorrow? Can we get a little before and after?
Sure.
I think that'd be fun, right?
I
think so.
I'm kind of nervous because I get very red skin. I've talked about this. They're literally giving me a serum that's anti-redness too.
Well, we don't have to live stream, and if you hate it, we can just.
I'm just nervous. I'm going to look really ugly. You know how you got to look ugly for 2 days, and then it's you can just glow and be amazingly beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm ready for those couple days. I have no idea. We can figure something out.
It could be something fun. Even if you took the video and then 2 days later you posted it. You could just kind of do a time lapse 2 days later.
That's fair.
Yeah, but you can have
post my results. Yeah,
Ashley or whoever's doing it walk you through what's going to be happening and everything.
True.
So I don't know. It's up to you.
We can figure something out.
But I figured I'd just put our business up here on the air. Signing limit poll question: who has more to improve on this offseason? Jordan Love or the Packers wide receivers? 844-770-3776. That's the Carbos Talking text line. This is more, and we do primetime. Our great producer found the audio, the question that was asked to Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, so thankfully we were relitigating Matt LaFleur's defense and pushback against the narrative surrounding Jordan Love's step back in 2024. Well, guys, I found that the person who happened to ask that question was our very own Jason Wilde. Let's hear it.
All right.
But I would say even more so this year than I've seen in the past. Up to this point, he's been pretty vocal, and I think that's going to serve us well.
You always say that about the quarterback, that it's 11, but in year 3, for you guys to do what you guys want to do, what more do you need from Jordan, not just from a leadership perspective, but staying healthy and production-wise?
Yeah, well, some of that stuff's out of your control. I think any one of us week one in that position
takes a
that he
shot at
got
Jason?
into in Philly, it probably would have been much worse. Maybe not for a physical specimen like yourself, but for most of us.
Took a shot at Jason Wilde there, yeah.
Jason's a physical specimen. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, that's not ripping LaFleur. That's, you know what? If I'm Jason, I love that the coach is having a little banter
Feels
with me.
comfortable enough with it, yeah.
It wasn't like, again, if we're being fully honest, that's comfortable LaFleur, which still sounded awkward as hell. The only reason
tight. I'm not tight.
The only reason I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt is that like I know that him and Wilde get along, because otherwise it sounds kind of aggressive because he can't deliver that punchline. But like I know that Wilde and LaFleur like each other, so like no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
But that
It's
wasn't
not tight. I'm not tight.
It's a little awkward otherwise. Like he can't deliver the line, but luckily again him and Jason, good enough friends that no harm, no foul.
In that position that he got into in Philly, it probably would have been much worse. Maybe not for a physical specimen like yourself, but for most of us, it would have been much worse. So I think a lot of that's just out of your control. He does a great job of controlling what he can control and doing the necessary things from a workout perspective, from a rehab perspective. So, you know, it's a game of football.
Cut him off.
Matt LaFleur needs a zone. My
Where's the
goodness.
Dave Chappelle?
Do you guys not want the full context?
No, I just feel like
Matt.
You know
all
those-
you ever do is ask for full context of anything any coach says based off the questions they were asked.
Now you understand why we don't give it to you.
Exactly.
Well, no, it wasn't Matt LaFleur. It wasn't the context. What bothered me is it sounded like he was talking into one of those kids' toy microphones
Oh.
that like echo and ring. It was. What are the Packers doing?
Well, yeah, then you have to blame the Packers AV setup in the press
Yeah,
conference
that
room.
literally,
It's-
you know those like pink
Yes.
microphones with the like green top, and you talk into it, and they echo throughout the whole thing. That's what it sounded like he was
So
talking
bad.
into.
Look,
I couldn't handle that.
I couldn't remember the damn question that was asked.
I was so distracted by the sounds happening.
That was
in
also
there.
Jason's probably shortest question he's ever asked.
That's well. That was like the third question he had asked in that
okay.
back and forth. So it's kind of there's a bit of a caveat.
Oh, see, I
with
didn't
that.
have that context. Could you play the
You
whole?
want all 5 minutes? I can give you all 5
You just want to
minutes.
shut down the show? Or what?
Yeah, let's just play.
All right, all right.
Play the
LaFleur
press
audio.
conference.
All right, let's hear
Press
the
conference.
let's hear the rest of what Matt LaFleur was saying going into his defense of Jordan Love's step back in production.
I thought, all in all, I thought he handled himself as good as you could have, considering the circumstances last year.
Notwithstanding, I am curious though, are there certain things from a production standpoint? If he's healthy,
No, I was just talking with Jory about this earlier today. I think it's
I was just
funny.
joking,
I think
Jason.
there's like a narrative out there
Who is he
that
talking
for
with?
whatever reason.
Jordy Nelson?
I don't know. Look, that's why it's tough. I have to show the full context because if I don't do that, then you don't know the comeback Jason has to him being a physical specimen. It's tough, all right? Matt LaFleur is not an easy guy to clip out.
No.
That's why he's so boring. He doesn't want to be clipped out. That's what he does.
Felt like Green Bay to me.
Man.
Do we still got to keep going?
No,
it's not over yet.
Because then we heard him say that in the
okay.
previous segment. But for anyone who was not listening before, we can listen back and see what Matt LaFleur had to say about Jordan Love's step back in production.
I cannot hear it anymore.
Funny. I think there's like a narrative out there that for whatever reason that he wasn't as productive.
What do you mean for
as
whatever reason?
The year before. Well, I mean, he missed significant time. He missed.
Is 3 games significant?
The better
He
of
missed
3
time.
games. Really.
3 games is
It
significant.
was Indy,
I
it was
didn't know.
Tennessee.
When you're a $55
He
million
went out in
quarterback, that's
Jacksonville.
significant.
It's double-digit percent. You know, it's like 18% of the season.
So, like, if he missed, but what's the step up? Like, let's say he missed 6 games. We're parsing on the words, but if 3 is significant, what's 6?
6 is
catastrophic.
That's almost half a season.
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh,
A
yeah,
third of your
Just
season's
over
gone.
a third, yeah.
So catastrophic then?
I would say if you're gone for 6 games, that is a catastrophic injury to your team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Significant. That's just more the wordplay there.
Catastrophic is a little extra.
But if you're going from significant, what do you go?
Oh, we were saying, okay, yeah,
what's
yeah,
the
yeah,
level
yeah,
up?
yeah.
To me, 6 is significant. 3 is, what's the word? What's the word here? It's not nothing. Like it's just kind of like it's not nothing, but it's not something.
An issue. Just an issue.
Then like over 6, like
think it
let's say
depends how you-
8, season altering.
Yeah, I guess season ending would be catastrophic. Like if you're
Season ending means season's over.
Like if you're on the 4th snap of your 2023 NFL
Yeah, if you're like Tom
season
Brady
and you
or Aaron Rodgers.
tear your ACL or
That's
your
catastrophic injury.
Yeah.
Near Achilles, yeah. That would be catastrophic. Fair.
It's word salad.
I'm just trying to figure out. Donnie and DeForest chimes in easily the receivers to our Signing Limited poll question. Who has more to prove this this season? Jordan Love or the Packers wide receiver? Easily the receivers have the most to prove. Last year's hype of having 3 number 1 wide receivers on the roster was BS. That was you, the fans, and media hyping that up. But
maybe a little bit of me.
Well, it wasn't just you.
I just don't want to be lumped into the media.
I swear to God, Alex Strokes said they had 4 number 1s. So whatever. All they had were number 2 and 3 wide receivers.
Yep.
Fair, but I will say this. And it's not the number one thing teams without elite quarterbacks do is they jump to poor wide receiver play. And the Packers had too many drops last year. But it is also a telltale sign of your quarterback. And again, the Packers, we're talking more about level setting for Jordan Love. Because at his floor level, Jordan Love is fringe Pro Bowl quarterback. We don't know his ceiling yet, but his floor, I would say, the last 2 years is fringe level Pro Bowl quarterback.
Yeah.
And that's a good floor. That's a floor that you can get the 7 seed in. Mm-hmm. You can come in second place in. Mm-hmm. And so we just have to see where the ceiling is. But that's a hell of a floor. Most teams would take that floor. Like right now, Chicago and Minnesota with a first-year quarterback and a rookie. Well, both guys, J.J. McCarthy making his first season as a starter and Caleb going into his second, his first with actual coaching, they would take that floor immediately. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of finding the ceiling. And I don't know where it is for Jordan Love. But I think it is a positive, if we're trying to spin this in a positive way, everyone's getting caught up in the negative, it's a positive that we know the floor. And the floor is good. It's not great, it's not elite, but it's a good floor. Like, his floor is a good quarterback. We'll talk about that more on the other side. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I came in and I gave myself a buzz cut. It actually looks more shaved in the horrible lighting in the Everlight Solar Studio.
Turn the lighting down.
Normal.
Like, this is wild. Like, on
and
there.
for me, remember the camera also adds 10 pounds. It takes hair away from Jim and it adds 10 pounds to me.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Cheesy Bites Pizza is back at Pizza Hut. For only $13.99, you get a large pizza with 28 pullable, poppable, cheese-filled bites. Plus, it comes with Pizza Hut's very own Ranch Lovers Flight, featuring 3 bold dips: Ultimate Ranch, Chipotle Ranch, and Pepperoni Ranch. 1 large pizza, 3 dips, endless flavor. Ready to dip into deliciousness? Well, hurry. It's only available for a limited time. Head to a Pizza Hut location or order online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Your first time driving a stick shift. The car, sporty. Your teacher, nervous. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Online Activation Zone, so you can easily shift your direct deposits from your old clunker of a bank to Associated Bank in just a few clicks. You've got this with Activation Zone from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Metro Kia of Madison is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home to the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle, Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. As always, at Metro Kia of Madison, you can enjoy 2 years of no-charge maintenance on any new vehicle. Browse their inventory and find this month's special at MetroKiaofMadison.com. That's MetroKiaofMadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership today.
After a storm, even seemingly small damage can lead to major problems. If your roof or siding took a hit with this recent storm, your insurance may cover the damage, but the process is still a nightmare. Badgerland Exteriors makes it seamless. They'll guide you through every step and get your family's home back in tip-top shape just as fast as that storm ripped through.
Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
How are y'all complaining about more football?
No, we're not complaining about
more.
oversaturation.
4 windows of NFL football? No, it's not oversaturation. I love it. I love it. I mean, you watch football, you eat, take a nap. Wake up, watch football, eat, take a nap. And then wake up, watch a little more football, have dessert, go to sleep.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN. Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Oh, yeah.
Round and round, round they go.
I get around. Still clown with the underground when we come around.
Round and round, round they go.
Jim, Matt, Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Molly Brown and Matt Hamilton. We are presented by Coors Light. Primetime Laura Shine behind the glass. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. And you can stream us with the ESPN Wisconsin app. We have a Siding Unlimited poll question, and I'll get you the results as I read it to you here. But we are asking you the question, who needs to improve more next season, Jordan Love or the Packers wide receivers? There was a great article from Sports Illustrated kind of breaking down the receivers are definitely worth adding context to Jordan Love's numbers last year. But Jordan Love, even when you adjust for the drops and throwaways, his completion percentage does improve to 74.7%, up from 63%, which is below league average. But 19th in adjusted completion percentage, that's where he falls at 74.7%, which is obviously then below league average. So as a starter, last year, accounting for his drops and accounting for throwaways, Jordan Love completed 74.7% of his passes, according to Pro Football Focus, which accounts for throwaways and drops, which would have ranked him 19th overall. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a membership to Pro Football Focus or relying on Sports Illustrated, so I don't know who is in front or behind him. But regardless, 19th ain't it. So that's why we asked the question. Right now, it is 51% of you say Packers wide receivers, 49% of you say Jordan Love, which I think is a good split. I'm actually proud of our listeners right now.
Yeah.
You should turn your mic on. There you go.
Yeah, you're going to be you're going to be even more proud of me, Jim. I voted Jordan Love.
Okay.
Reason being, the wide receivers, I get it, right? Yeah, we claimed we had the 3 wins last year. None of them really showed the promise that you were hoping for. Like, Jaden Reed kind of had a similar season the year before. You're hoping for a step up. The only real person that stepped up last year was Tucker Kraft as far as the pass catcher is concerned. That said, Jordan Love has so much there's more responsibility on his plate. Like, the Packers wide receivers, they have to catch the ball. They dropped the ball 25 times last year. They've got to be more efficient catching it. That's one thing they got to work on. Jordan Love, what have we talked about? We've talked about accuracy. We talk about knowing when to scramble and when to throw it away, when to take those free yards and when to throw it away, when to check down and not take that big game hunter deep shot. Like, there's so much more that goes in to what Jordan Love has to do to improve, and there's so much. So to me, it's kind of easier for him to improve because there's a lot of places for him to improve. The wide receivers only have to catch the ball better, in my eyes. Like, they were close. They could obviously all improve, and Matthew Golden should elevate that wide receiver room a little bit. But Jordan Love has a lot more than just one thing to work on, like passing, or like completion percentage.
Am I misunderstanding? You said that Jordan Love is your answer, and now you're saying all the reasons why.
He's got more to improve next season because there's more things that he has to improve. Wide receivers only have to improve their catching.
We have to improve more. Who needs to improve more, not more to improve?
Who needs to improve more? Jordan Love has multiple issues.
So you're doing
Wide receivers have one. Jordan Love needs to improve more. He can't have 6 things that he needs to do better.
Do you get what I'm saying, Jim?
Yeah.
I just feel like you're...
Honestly, did I not make it clear that Jordan Love has a lot of things to work on? Like,
I understand, but it also kind of sounds like you're like, the wide receivers only have to fix one thing. It's not that hard to only fix the one thing. Jordan Love has all of these things to fix.
So he's got more to
improve. He's trying to split the baby.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. You are, because you're trying not to be like, you're trying to spin it that wide receivers only have to, you're trying to spin it so neither really have that much to improve. You don't want to dunk on either one of them.
No, Jordan Love's got a lot to improve on.
So, for an example, with his completion percentage, like, go back to college for Jordan Love. His best year in college was 64%, and that was a sophomore. His last year at Utah State, and this is Utah State, in the Mountain West Conference. So this is not the Pac-12, where Aaron Rodgers last year at Cal, he completed 67% of his passes. His last year at Utah State, Jordan Love completed 62% of his passes, and he threw 20 touchdowns to 17 interceptions. The year before was his best year, 64%, 32 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. My point being, he's always been a guy who, inconsistent year to year, but also not a, and when I say not accurate, like when he is right and everything is on point, he can put the ball anywhere, just like up there with any quarterback in the league. But he's not consistently accurate, obviously. So that's why his completion percentage was low in college, below college average, or right at, so 64% is the college average, according to Google. So right at college average, his best year, and then below that, below average. He's been below average in completion percentage his 2 years as a starter in the league. And so that's not just wide receivers. Jordan Love, I don't know if it's I'm not going to be a quarterback guru, but he is not consistent with his accuracy, and he is a guy that throws too many picks at times. The 17 interceptions against 20 TDs in the Mountain West Conference is bad. And now he was drafted off that, so obviously he's got talent to improve. But this is a flaw in Jordan Love that I think the Packers might have to start working around instead of trying to fix. Because at some point it might be like, hey, you know what? You're always going to try to get better, but like golf or curling, whatever, like there's certain things. Well, let's do it to golf because it's more universal and you golf a ton. There's certain things when you golf where it's like, all right, yes, if I'm dialed in completely, this is going to be great, but I'm not always dialed in, so the smarter play would be I'm going to try to work around this instead of
So
trying
you're saying the Packers should play the slice.
Right. If you,
like a golfer.
Exactly,
He's playing a slice. I know I'm going to slice it. I could aim right at the hole, but it's probably going to miss.
Yeah.
So, let's just play to the side of the hole and slice towards it.
Because, Matt Hamilton, capable, if he hits it square, and he can do that maybe 60% of the time when he's golfing.
Generous.
And drive it, but just trying to use this comp here, and drive it exactly where he wants it to go, and it's going to be an amazing shot. Or he can play the slice, and it's going to be 70% of that shot, or let's call it 85% of that shot, but he's going to do it 90% of the time. You would take that. So the Packers at some point might have to be working their offense of all right, where is Jordan Love's sweet spots? Which is when he was at his best, getting the ball out of his hands quick and accurately. And that's when he was accurate, and that's when he was during that 8-game window, the ball was out of his hand quick. Yes, he had during that window, there was Do
you think that's because LaFleur didn't scheme up any big game to hunt on those plays, so we just took what was available? Because I still go back to our comment of Jordan Love being a big game hunter. There's got to be a percent or two. And again,
does he get too confident? If you get too confident, he had the 8-game stretch, and then this year he's like, well, I'm gonna I can let it rip.
If he takes those long shots 2% more than other average, the average quarterback, and then it doesn't go well, either picked or not completed, I feel like there could be some issues there. It's more decision making than ability, maybe in some situations.
So I see it. It reminds me, and this quarterback was worse at it, but Cutler. Mm-hmm. Cutler would at times would be when he was on and would actually just follow the coach and follow the play. Good. Then every once in a while, I'd be like, I have an elite arm. I'm an elite athlete, and I can make some throws. And he could make some great throws, but he'd also just make a dumb throw and give it away. And Jordan Love, I think at times, he's at his best when he's asked to make 2 to 4 great wow throws a game, max. And then the rest of the time, be the game. Like, just get the ball out of your hands into your receivers as fast as possible. And then, yes, some games you might have to make a few hero ball plays, but we don't want that more than like 2 to 4 times. And that's on the coaching staff as much as it is Jordan Love.
Yeah.
But I think, and obviously your mind's eye is different, but I feel like during that 8 to 9 game stretch where he was playing as one of the better quarterbacks in the league, I felt like I was saying during that time he's playing better because he's only trying to make the great play 2 to 4 times a game. And the rest of the time, he's just getting it out. Let it rip is a word that Coach LaFleur has used plenty of times.
I think that's part of the reason that the stats, again, not all of it. I'm not saying that he's a really accurate quarterback and he just takes too many chances, but I think it does skew it a percent or two. It might get him to league average if he gains 1.5% because he's checking down instead of trying to throw a hero ball as often as he does. Maybe he gains 1.5%, and then your league average at completion percentage. And now Jim doesn't have anything to talk about, or at least he can't lead with which is below league average, and in college, below college average, right?
No, he was at. Amen. He was at.
And that's fair.
Yeah.
It's a real stat. That's the way it is, and it's to me, it's more decision making than ability.
An example of working around it. Josh Allen runs a ton. He is more consistent with the big plays, and he didn't turn the ball over as much last year. So last year he completed 64% of his passes, but he threw 28 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, won the MVP, but he also made a lot of plays with his legs. And so when you're looking at it, that's probably why they're pushing on him a little bit for pushing on Jordan Love for running the ball a little bit, because, all right, Josh Allen had 531 yards and 12 touchdowns last year running the football.
Yeah, I mean, if Jordan Love could take a hit the way Josh Allen could, I'd be confident in that.
But they're the same size, right? I mean,
well, Jordan Love's probably a little bit smaller. But
6'5", 237 is Josh Allen.
We know how fast Josh Allen is. I think Jordan Love is 6'3".
He's an elite
6'4".
athlete.
I think he's 6'4", 218.
218?
It's not dramatically different.
No, I'm actually shocked. I just feel like
Just
Josh
looks like
Allen is
Josh
just so much
Allen, just-
beefier,
yeah.
in a good way.
Like
He's
a guy
built.
that can absorb a hit. Jordan Love doesn't quite look like he can absorb a hit. I don't want him to.
Again, it goes to Josh just seems to have more natural athleticism
Yes.
running the football. He just looks natural running it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I've said this back to his first year as a starter. Jordan Love he's like sneaky unathletic. Like a guy 6'4", 218 pounds who can sling it like he can, and at his age, you'd be like, this guy should move more.
Be able to run it a little bit.
And it's just not a natural. He's just not a natural runner. But in a weird either is Pat Mahomes, but Pat Mahomes is like an alley cat. He's just impossible to catch. It's like trying to tackle a chicken. But I mean Patrick Mahomes, you watch him, you're like, how is he getting away from everyone?
Yeah.
But he's just wiggling through everyone, and you're like, all right, I guess he just got 4 yards.
Yeah,
moving 2 miles per hour.
Do you guys remember what Robert Mays had to say about Jordan Love as a scrambler from the Athletic Football Show?
What was it?
Let's listen back.
Jordan Love ranks 39th among starting quarterbacks. 39th in total scramble EPA. The guy he is one spot ahead of is Jameis Winston. The guy that he's one spot behind is Jacoby Brissett.
Total scramble EPA, for anyone wondering, that's essentially the amount of expected points added that you had based off your scrambling. So he's 39th among all quarterbacks, because I can't even say among starting quarterbacks.
Well, he said among starting.
Yeah, no. Well,
I'm guessing,
some teams have multiple
I'm guessing
starting.
39 quarterbacks took a start at least.
Yeah.
Or 38 in front of him.
I thought they were just counting CFL
Including
teams.
Malik Willis. Where does Malik Willis land on
Willis
this?
is probably top 5.
I would think so.
If I had to guess. I mean, when he started those 2 games, his scrambling was the best thing he did.
Yeah. And again, I think that's innate. I think the Packers got to be careful. Just like with leadership, you can't just ask Jordan Love to be like, hey, just go be better running the football in year 6 in the league, and you've been starting quarterback for a long time. You weren't a runner in college either, so just be better at it. I think the check down is probably an easier ask.
I wonder where he was amongst starting quarterbacks his first year as the starter.
He had 247 yards.
I know, but I still feel like we didn't have an issue with his rushing capabilities that first year.
It wasn't a liability, but I don't think it was his asset.
30.
No, I'm not saying it was his
It was a
asset. But
liability last year for sure.
Yeah.
For sure,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, but you're right, Molly. It seemed like he took the yards when they gave them to him, and that's all I need.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, different story.
Last year was rough.
Yeah, it
Can only get better.
Just like his knee. It was rough. Jordan Love. He's injured. That's why he wasn't running.
Okay.
It was rough.
So you feel like a golf tie in there? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like my golf game. It's in the rough. If you want to hear better jokes than that, go see Kevin over at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. Go see the Horseshoe Bar. Enjoy yourself. The Sizzle, Swizzle, and Swirl Happy Hour. Get yourself a steak sandwich or a hamburger or a cheeseburger and a Coors Light. And tell them that Jim, Matt, and Molly sent you. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC.
Wisconsin Athletic Director Chris McIntosh made an appearance on Wilde and Tausch Friday morning and made sure to clarify that despite all the changes in the world of college athletics, Wisconsin's non-revenue generating sports are here to stay.
I can't miss an opportunity to reiterate the fact that while I can empathize with participants in Olympic sports around the uncertainty and the fear right now, because there are programs that are being eliminated around the country, that is not on the table for us, and it hasn't been from the start.
What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Pella has a product line for every budget.
No interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
The biggest games.
Back-to-back state championships. Still going. Lowers his shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Wanakee.
The most compelling stories.
Where are you going to be playing basketball next year?
I'm proud and excited to announce that I'll be going to the University of Charleston.
We are now joined by the Executive Director of the WIAA, Stephanie Hauser.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Siding Unlimited recently installed 20 brand new amazing energy efficient windows. Our Siding Unlimited crew removed the old windows, inspected the wall for wood rot, installed the new beautiful windows, and cleaned up behind ourselves. It was easy to get started. The homeowner met us at our amazing showroom on 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. Trust me, our showroom is a must-see. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Hey, want to make your next meal a little less ordinary? Well, head to Quick Trip. Hey, we are so back serving up our legendary No Ordinary Chicken. Yeah, your dinner is hand-breaded, fried to perfection, ready to eat for tonight's dinner. Or you can buy it cold, sealed fresh for tomorrow's lunch. You know, we love to make life easier for you. This isn't just any chicken. It's Quick Trip's No Ordinary Chicken. Stop into your local Quick Trip today and taste the difference.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, America's national park of speed. Get out of your house this summer and go to Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. WeatherTech Chicago is up next on June 6th through the 8th. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Yeah.
District with Marcus Johnson, a weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend. A Bucks Plus audio production. Marcus and his son Chris, a 1995 UCLA hoops champ himself, talk about everything happening in the Bucks world and are joined by some of the biggest names in basketball. Stay on the beat of the Bucks and find Here District now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
On the Carbos Talk and text line 844-770-3776. List is more. Robin Madison wasn't listening earlier because Jim, can you name 3 players on the Blackhawks championship team? I did earlier. They're coached by Joe Quenneville, Corey Crawford, Duncan Keith. You could go Patrick Kane. You could go with Taze as well, Jonathan Taze. Ding. So that's just a few that you can roll with there. So I named the coach and 4 players. Is that enough for you, Rob? But I also said, I understand I'm not like a diehard hockey guy. I'm wearing it because my oldest daughter was born right before this run, and I watched every single game.
It's a very 2012 hat.
Yeah, it's a nice hat. I don't wear it often, but now I'm just trying to break
you know
out.
What I mean?
Well, it's also a championship hat.
Have you guys seen the
championship hats are usually a little bit?
Have you seen the Packers Super Bowl champion hats from 2011? They're the most basic thing you'll ever see.
I think I might have had one.
They
Honestly,
were incredibly popular.
The New Orleans one though was like the best.
Iconic.
That was like one of the best hats.
All the aesthetic of the 90s just across the board, other than clothes. Clothes are pretty
clothes are coming back,
Yeah,
though.
clothes are cute.
Yeah, and
back,
I don't think they
dude.
should be, but they are. But I think everything else, like color designs, graphics in the 90s, amazing.
We all learned Microsoft Paint or whatever. Clip art. And then that was kind of the peak of society.
You got mail.
All right, before we go to break here, I'll throw out the side of the limited poll question. Who needs to improve more next season, Jordan Love or the Packers wide receivers? Right now, 54% of you say Packers wide receivers, 46% of you say Jordan Love. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Live the high life and get into the nitty-gritty, home of the award-winning Gritty Burger and Madison's official birthday place. Enjoy a full menu including sandwiches, specialty burgers, wraps, salads, and weekend brunch. With the family-friendly environment, it's a great place to watch the big game. Plus, they've got Miller High Life Power Hour specials daily. Located in downtown Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie. The nitty-gritty, a tradition since 1968. Also enjoy high life at Bar Coralini, Paradise Lounge, and Jordan's Big Ten Pub.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. The Brewers are riding high on a season-high 7-game winning streak after completing back-to-back series sweeps of the Red Sox and the Phillies. Brewers sealed their sweep of the Phillies yesterday with a 5-2 comeback on the road in the afternoon. Jake Bauers hitting the go-ahead two-run double with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Bauers was only inserted in the game, though, after Christian Yelich had to leave when he got hit by a pitch in the right hand and was diagnosed with a right-hand contusion. Post-game got some good news, though, as X-rays revealed that X-rays were negative on Yelich's right hand. There's some swelling that's expected to make him day-to-day, but got some news earlier today that he will be participating in tonight's game, first game of a 3-game road series against the Reds. Brewers outfielder Christian Yelich named the NL Player of the Week as well for his hot hitting streak, as the Brewers have been on that 7-game run. Brewers only 1.5 game behind the second-place Cardinals and 5.5 games behind the first-place Cubs, who also are tied for the NL's best record. First pitch tonight against the Reds is 6:10 p.m.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other.
We got Homer, Matt Hamilton.
Yeah.
We have
Pessimist Molly.
No. Realist.
And then Contrarian.
Total. Yeah.
Jim Rutledge here.
It's Mer.
I'm the problem. It's Mer.
Could it be possible you guys are the best show in ESPN Wisconsin, the whole state?
Yeah, obviously. It's
possible. Anything's possible.
You're the best.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison, alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is hour number 2 of Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
I am Jim Rutledge. I have the power alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown in the Everlight Solar Studio. Prime time or shine behind the glass. You can get into the show 844-770-3776. Carlos Talking text line. List is more. You can answer our Siding Unlimited poll question, which is who needs to improve more next season, Jordan Love or the Packers wide receivers. Right now, it is 56% of you say Packers wide receivers, 43% of you, or 44% of you say Jordan Love. The Talking text line. So you can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream, and you can stream us with the ESPN Wisconsin app. So twice I've referenced named players and once unnamed for the Blackhawks because I think the worst gatekeeping fans are hockey fans. Like, nobody watches hockey regularly. There's the diehards, but then nobody gets more upset. Like, hockey fans will be like, hockey's great, watch hockey. And then you get into hockey and you follow a team and you get into it like, bunch of bandwagoners. But you can't even name like 3 players on the team. Like, they're the worst at it. I think hockey fans are the worst. Where it's like our sport, but then it's like the people like, Nirvana's a sellout because they started selling records. Well, they didn't change what they did, so I don't think they're a sellout. I think people just like their music.
Yeah, I think real diehard baseball fans could give hockey fans a run for their money, too, yeah.
Okay.
Are there real diehard baseball fans?
There's more baseball fans than hockey fans.
Do they actually
absolutely.
watch 162 games a year?
So I talked to
Their names are Matt Hamilton.
No, not Matt Hamilton. My brother, I've asked him. He said easily over 100 games he watches
Good God.
every year. Now, he doesn't have any kids. He's married, but he has no
Over
kids.
100 games, just Brewers or just baseball in general?
Brewers, but he watches a lot of other baseball, too.
God.
Like, maybe he should be the host of this show. But Brewers tonight.
I mean, we probably get along better with the guy.
Pre-game starts at 5:34. So first pitch at 6:10.
I've yet to meet a Rutledge I like.
You guys would like my brother. Again, he's a little bit like Matt, but he had to grow up. Like, he had to get a real job at some point.
So he's no longer have to grow up.
Yeah, he's Peter Pan that had to
Shout
leave.
out Bluegill.
Yeah,
yeah.
Never had to. Yeah, my brother had to leave Neverland. Matt has not. So,
Nope.
But otherwise, they're very similar. But I have this is kind of a goofy poll question. But all the stuff out there with some Giannis trades and could he go to Toronto or different places? So we can get into that in a minute. But I'm starting to think after seeing the lineage for roster building around Oklahoma City and for Indiana. I think the move for the Milwaukee Bucks is to trade for Paul George.
What?
Because Paul George...
We need to get older.
Yeah, no. Paul George... Paul George was the catalyst for Oklahoma City and Indiana rebuilding their rosters. And I think the Bucks... I don't know what the magic is.
Yeah, but Paul George still had value. Like, if the Bucks took Paul George for a season, how is he going to be a catalyst in the future?
Do you think I'm serious?
Do they get Social Security checks if they, like, bring Paul George in?
I'm just saying that, like... It was just a fun way to get into Paul George. Is literally the moving of Paul George has constructed both these rosters.
Matt didn't take
How many AARP dollars do we get if we take him?
Probably less than Brooke Lopez.
Maybe.
How old is Paul George?
Not 30. I don't think he's 37.
He's older than you think. He's 36, I want to say.
Well, he's not
He's
37.
35.
Okay.
Wow.
35.
Right.
So, yeah, not 37.
Still old. That is 65 in dog years. Basketball player years.
Take that for data.
How old is Kevin Durant? Because Kevin Durant is
He's
still
gotta be
sought
like
after.
32, right?
No.
32?
I would bet 37.
I thought he might be
36?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say older than Paul George.
Yeah, Paul George just had a lot of injuries, unfortunately, for him. But he has been. I was just trying to do a fun little way to get into the idea. The goal, you can look it up, but he was Oklahoma City, going to get him to sign him, basically get him on a sign and trade, get him to sign. And they must have told him, like, hey, man, if you don't like it here, we'll get rid of you. Because then they were able to sign him, get him there, then move him to the Clippers for a bunch of picks that turned into Shea and a bunch of picks. And then the other part of it was Indiana, obviously, when they moved off of him. I will say this other part that's a little bit more serious, and I really hope that John Horst is good at his job, because Shea was not viewed as future MVP in that trade. Tyrese Halliburton was not viewed as fringe star player in that trade. Both of them are afterthoughts. And, I mean, Tyrese Halliburton was traded for Sabonis, basically. And that was kind of called a wash. And, obviously, Halliburton has blossomed into a great player. I don't know if he's superstar elite level.
yet.
Eastern Conference Finals MVP runner-up.
There you go. But then, like, you
Came in
have
second in the voting.
but then you have Shea, who's jumped to MVP. And again, I don't think he was viewed as a guy. I know he wasn't viewed when he was traded as that guy. In fact, I think
he was just like I kind of had him as like fringe superstar. Like he hadn't quite broken through to that Jokic, Luka, LeBron kind of like echelon yet, but he's there now.
Yeah, but I'm saying when he was traded from,
He was like just the best player on the team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if he was when he got there, because when he was traded from the Clippers, he was coming off of a rookie season where he played 26 minutes. He finished 6th in Rookie of the Year.
Wasn't he traded to the Thunder first?
From the Clippers to the Thunder.
Oh, from the Clippers to the... Oh, you're talking Shea. I thought you were talking Paul George.
No, Shea. And so, I mean, it was kind of thought of like, okay, maybe he'll be good. Maybe he'll be in all... Like, when they got him, it was a complete long shot. Like, the draft picks, like, they were getting killed because they didn't get enough draft picks because they wanted Shea instead of draft picks in that trade there. He's a 3-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA, and then obviously just won the MVP. And, I mean, it was just a really great forethought and great scouting from Sam Presti to say, you know what, this guy, this Shea, who was 6th in Rookie of the Year, a solid player, we need to include him in this trade. Same thing with the GM from Indiana being like, hey, Tyrese Halliburton, let's include him in the trade.
It's kind of crazy. I didn't realize that Shea's been with OKC since 2019.
Yeah, he was only 1 year with Cliff,
crazy.
and then he was traded. So
yeah,
and so we talk about this because a report came out today, or I shouldn't even say report. I want to be fair to Windy. There's been some talk that Toronto is actively trying to seek a superstar, and Giannis is open to going to Toronto. And before we hear from Wendy, I first want to ask both of you, are you surprised, not from a roster building thing, because I think if Toronto is going to do this, they're probably trying to add like a KD and a Giannis. They seem to have a lot of assets and cap space. So just as a person in the world, are you surprised that Giannis shows interest in Toronto?
This would just, no, because it's, Matt, you can probably speak to Canada geography more than me, but it's not that far from Wisconsin. It's north.
What is that?
You just asked besides player stuff. You said person. You said person.
Similar climate, though.
Yeah, it's a similar climate. It's a big city. There's a big Greek following. Like, there's a lot to offer in Canada, and it seems like a nice place to live.
As long as he makes sure his deal is in USD, he'll be fine.
Can I ask you culturally, as Molly brought up the Milwaukee side of thing, which I would think the distance to Milwaukee has nothing to do with it. Culturally, how different, like how many miles away is it from Milwaukee to Toronto?
Culturally.
Not
many.
No,
I don't think so.
No, not millions of miles.
No, it's
billions.
not.
The European international city, Toronto.
I mean, it definitely does have like a
it
more
is absolutely
European
like Toronto
vibe.
is a destination city in the world.
But I say that it's a very similar vibe to like the Midwest. People are nice. You just have a bigger city, but you have like the nice people.
Matt, like the food, the international
You're right.
aspect
The food
of it.
is different. You're gonna have way more options out in Toronto.
Well, all of it. Like Toronto is a international European city. Milwaukee is a nice Midwest city.
It's true. It is true.
Yeah.
But it's. I get what Molly's saying. It's going to be a similar vibe in the sense like you're going to be beloved there. They're not going to bury you like some like a New York media might if
San
you don't
Antonio's
have your
not going to
best.
bury you. Houston's not going to bury you. Like
I know, but like we're talking about Toronto, and I'm just saying it's similar in the like Midwest nice kind of vibe to.
I
Milwaukee.
honestly think that has nothing to do with it for Giannis. I think the European big city feel of it would be nice. I do think that if you do get paid, I do think there's tax benefits to your point as far as the Toronto side of it. But otherwise, like I don't think trying to replicate. If he's trying to replicate Milwaukee, he ain't leaving.
Yeah,
I don't think trying to be like Milwaukee will factor in at all. Because if he wants to be like Milwaukee, then just be in Milwaukee.
That's true. I more was thinking along the lines of like straight from Milwaukee to New York, maybe a little bit of a culture shock where if you go to Toronto, it's like a
Did he
middle
grow up in Athens? Where did he grow up?
He did grow up he grew up in and around Athens. He grew up in the poorest neighborhood in Athens. I can't remember what it's called.
But is Athens like I know it's
Is it a major city?
Yeah,
or-
it's a major city.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I mean, I
In
know
Greece.
Athens. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so, like again, like I don't think he's going to be a wilting flower in New York.
No, I don't
I don't think
so
he
either.
needs Milwaukee to like live and feel comfortable. I think he feels fine wherever he is.
I think it's more for him like where his family is probably the bigger deal. If I had
so.
to
Like,
guess.
can they bring Thanasis?
I think they could figure it out.
Yeah, like that's the most important part. Yeah. I just think like the vibe I get from Giannis is that he loves aspects of Milwaukee, but like he is going to have no worries at all and might actually thrive and not dislike the things like Milwaukee, but I think he quickly would embrace all the differences between Milwaukee and Toronto or New York and just jump right in and enjoy being in a city that might be more like Athens.
I also don't think that we need to be as concerned with Giannis and his, I don't know, way that the media is going to portray him or how he's going to approach the media because he's not Aaron Rodgers. We had those same conversations about Aaron Rodgers. Oh, when he goes to New York, they're going to be a lot harder on him. He's Giannis. He's not a dislikable guy.
Yes.
Like,
Right. Great
like
point.
he is a good guy. I think he knows how to handle the media in a good way. He's goofy. He makes dad jokes. Like he's funny. He's not a Rodgers where like, this guy needs to be ripped apart. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Yeah,
Totally.
so that's what I was trying to get at. Like wherever he goes, I think he's just going to be loved and get the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're in New York, you haven't had a player like Giannis ever. If you're the Knicks, he's going to get a multi-year
Would
pass.
love it if he went to the Knicks.
If you're
Patrick
Brooklyn,
Ewing was
which is
in.
just across the river there, like haven't had a guy like that. I guess Durant, but like that still wasn't. This wasn't. Was it still prime Durant? I guess yeah. The Durant Paul.
He was coming off the Achilles.
Yeah, coming off the Achilles, but age-wise, still prime. I mean, that team that lost to the Bucks was pretty damn good.
Yeah, that was.
So
They were a toe away.
yeah,
And don't forget Kyrie getting hurt in that
Yeah.
series,
yeah,
too.
and James Harden was also hurt, wasn't
The
he?
Bucks got
he was
all the
half
breaks.
himself.
Yeah.
All the breaks that
I don't
year.
care. I mean, I'm glad they got the ring. I'm
100%.
just saying to that point on that
Yep.
team. But like a major city, like honestly, I feel like San Antonio and Houston are a harder sell for him than Toronto and New York. Because again, those feel more roster wise. I want to win better, but like they feel like just a warm Milwaukee, which is not a bad thing. But again, if you're just going to be somewhere like Milwaukee, the roster is important, but otherwise, it's just a matter of like then just being Milwaukee.
Yeah. It's a wash.
All right, Matt's got a very important. He's put more work into this than I've seen him put work into anything in a long time. So we got Throwing Stones coming up next. It's Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Importantness.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
We don't speak about
Speak
her.
about rivals.
We are not
You see
rivals.
this?
Yeah, me and Kay are not on the same level in the same sense that Matt thinks that the Bears and the Packers aren't on the same level.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Live the high life and get into the nitty-gritty, home of the award-winning Gritty Burger and Madison's official birthday place. Enjoy a full menu including sandwiches, specialty burgers, wraps, salads, and weekend brunch. With the family-friendly environment, it's a great place to watch the big game. Plus, they've got Miller High Life Power Hour specials daily. Located in downtown Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie. The nitty-gritty, a tradition since 1968. Also enjoy high life at Bar Coralini, Paradise Lounge, and Jordan's Big Ten Pub.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Veterans of Foreign Wars Wisconsin recently upgraded their document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Adam Wallace, VFW State Adjutant.
Our representative ensured that we had what was right for us, for our needs, and for our budget, and I thought it was a very good interaction.
That's a good thing to have James Imaging Systems as your local business technology partner?
Absolutely. We want people that are going to support what we want to do in supporting veterans, and if that means spending less on our imaging and technology costs, that's more that we can spend on our programs.
And that's a really good thing. Adam, any advice to other businesses out there?
I would say to go with James Imaging.
Because?
Because they are a partner and they give great customer service and the prices are right.
Great document imaging technology, great service, great value. From James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, America's national park of speed. Get out of your house this summer and go to Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. WeatherTech Chicago is up next on June 6th through the 8th. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
Hey, Matt Hamilton here to tell you about the delicious Odyssey Brands, a family-owned company crafting award-winning cheese right here in Wisconsin for over 4 generations. Made with locally sourced milk, Odyssey brings bold, Greek-style flavors straight to your table. From savory, crumbly feta to rich and creamy Greek yogurt, every bite is a taste of tradition and quality. You can find Odyssey products at most major retailers nationwide and online. Odyssey, crafted in Wisconsin, loved everywhere, dairy done right.
Memorial Day savings are here at Brothers Maine. Shop unbeatable deals on top brands like GE Appliances, Cafe, Hotpoint, and Monogram. Plus, enjoy expert support and free local delivery. Visit us today and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Go be a winner. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. That's where winners go. Millions of dollars are won every single weekend at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Go be a winner and go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Molly Brown and Matt Hamilton. Primetime War, shine behind the glass. We are presented by Coors Light. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. You can stream us with the ESPN Wisconsin app. Matt Hamilton, he has been prepped for this all day. So let's get to throwing stones.
1, 2, 3,
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
Now what's cooler than being cool? Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out. I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
All right, Matt Hamilton, you told me that you want to get into your conspiracies today, so instead of throwing stones, guys, it's time for Matt to put on the tinfoil hat.
Time for Matt to put on his tinfoil hat.
Oh, God.
All right, gang, join me in my little conspiracy corner here. Now, as I am fully aware, but I don't think the rest of the world quite is, I am player one in this world that we call Earth. It's a simulation. I am player one. Big Brother's always listening. On May 16th, I said this. I am fine losing baseball games. That happens. Putting up goose eggs is boring. Like, if you want to provide fun, let's lose 11 to 10. Like, that's a fun baseball game. But this is terrible baseball. So I said that on May 16th. On May 18th, a Sunday, it was posted for the world to see. There was even some good back and forth on this post. People arguing whether I should be even talking baseball as a curler. Now, the reason I say Big Brother's always watching, the Brewers must have heard this. Got to Murph. Murph told the boys,
go ahead and hit.
Lit a fire under their butt. Here are some numbers from before I accused the Brewers of boring baseball and after. They had 28 games in May. 15 of them prior to that being posted, 13 after. They were 5-10 prior to me saying that they were boring. They're now 10-3 since I said they were boring. They scored 29 runs in those 15 games when they were boring. In the 13 games, 73 runs. Sheesh. That's 1.9 runs per average when they were boring, and 5.6 runs on average per game since they heard me tell them they were boring. They've had 87 hits in the 15 games to 126 hits in 13 games since I said they were boring. Not only that, they only had 19 home runs in the 15 games, 18 home runs in 13 since I said they were boring. I'm going to just say there's something to this. There were 6 shutouts in those 15 games, but 0 shutouts since I said they were boring. I'm just saying I might be a catalyst for the Brewers. I am player one. Everyone's watching. Everyone's listening. That is my conspiracy.
And how many sweeps have they gotten since you said this too?
2 sweeps.
Sweep.
And they're on their season high winning streak of 7 right now.
So you're saying your jinx is over?
I'm not saying my jinx is over. I'm just saying
you're no longer a baseball jinx?
The Brewers are his team. There's not one single guy
This is the
guy.
butterfly effect. I flapped my wings, and the Brewers are now a successful baseball team, okay? It all circles around back to me. I am the catalyst for this Brewers team. I'm a nut.
You are him.
I have a Brewers conspiracy. That's one of my favorites.
Was I supposed to come up with a conspiracy today? What's going on?
Did you not read the show sheet, Molly?
No. Thank you for asking.
Molly, why don't
my
you-
tinfoil hat, Molly.
Mine is also a tinfoil hat one. Molly, why don't you make one up? Like while you
On the spot.
I'm giving you. I'm going to
Ryan,
give mine.
talk in my
She's
ear.
a radio host. She's got 60 seconds here to make one up. So mine is Yu Darvish was right. Yu Darvish accused Christian Yelich of stealing pitches. Back when Astros were stealing pitches, Yu Darvish said that he believes Christian Yelich also stole pitches. They had a little Twitter feud. That was in 2019, after the season of 2019. Christian Yelich has not been good since that time. Christian Yelich has fallen off of a cliff since 2019. So my conspiracy is that Yu Darvish was right, because 2019 was the last All-Star season for Christian Yelich until last year when he didn't finish it. From 2019, 2020 he was trash, 2021 trash, 2022 trash, 2023 trash, 2024 All-Star for half the season and then didn't play.
Injury.
And then this year, not good, 0.6 WAR. Maybe he'll get up to that 2 WAR that he had last year. He has not been above a 3.5 WAR player since being told and accused of stealing pitches. So my conspiracy theory is, just like Ryan Braun, continuing the great tradition of cheating outfielders for the Milwaukee Brewers, Yu Darvish was a cheater. He stole pitches. He has not been an MVP or close to it since Yu Darvish called him out for it.
He also suffered a major injury in 2019.
I think
Has nothing to do with it.
Why would it have anything to do with that?
I didn't shoot holes in Matt's. Why are you shooting holes in mine?
Yeah, I'm not shooting holes.
What are the holes to shoot in Max?
Yeah, there's no
There's
holes
no
to shoot
holes.
in
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That
are we
he's
talking
player
about?
one in the world?
Yeah, what
that's
note do you have?
We all subscribe to that philosophical. I love he goes to like the video game version of it, but like it's an old school philosophical idea that like you control the world.
I mean, he does.
Thank you, Molly. Thank you.
Or do you, Molly?
I do not.
Molly's buying my conspiracy.
So, Molly, you believe that you only exist in Matt's world, and outside of Matt's world, you don't exist in the plane of existence, because that's what Matt is saying.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I'm a nut.
There's a philosophical idea that outside that door doesn't exist.
Like it's just white. But it doesn't. Something exists there only when you open the door.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Is that like Schrodinger's box or something?
What?
I can't remember them all.
Or a dead cat in this box, and you don't know, and can never know until it's opened or something.
What?
It could be either.
I don't know. I don't know the
it's a
exact name of the
philosophy.
theory. But
Yeah.
yeah, but like, yeah, there's a theory that nothing exists outside of what you see.
This is a simulation.
I know
and
some
I'm player
people that
one.
would believe that.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Molly, did you make up a Brewers?
I did not.
I gave you like 3 minutes.
What the hell am I supposed to come up with?
You
a
just
Brewers
like mine
conspiracy
so
for?
much that you just want to like me to read it again?
That they keep the roof closed because it creates electric energy inside that only the Brewers bats can feel. I don't know. Like, make up anything.
No, they need those one bats. They need torpedo. Have the Brewers started using torpedo bats yet?
I don't think anyone is but the Yankees.
Why?
No, there are other teams.
There are a few
It's more
teams out?
like players on specific teams are
Okay.
doing it. It's not like whole swaths of teams.
Gotcha.
The Yankees are a bit of an exception.
Well, because the players are pretty, and Matt can speak this with curling brooms, but like players are very specific
Right.
on their bats. So like even if that bat might in theory give you a wider sweet spot, if you don't know how to swing it properly, how much does it really give you? It's all about how you swing it. It's about not like the size of the bat. It's about how you use the bat.
I've heard that
motion
before.
of the instrument. Yeah.
That's what I've been told.
Unfortunately.
Is that not true? Size of the bat doesn't matter. It's about how you swing the bat.
Size matters. Shape matters.
Torpedoed or not? Oh, man.
Swing
What?
speed matters. This
Yes.
is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
The faster the better.
Are you trying to score or not, Matt Hamilton? This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
See ya.
Brewers Reds coming up next.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
It's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 6/30/2025. Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. Our years of experience have prepared us to guide you through your life transitions. Our local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry for the benefit of our clients. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com.